Hello, it's me, Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Welcome to a recorded Thursday Craft and Chat. I know I said I'd try and go live earlier than normal, but it's just not going to work. Life is just not playing with me today. So this is recorded, which does mean it will be shorter. So for those of you who prefer shorter videos, this is the one for you. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the card that I'm sending to my July customers as a thank you card, plus the 2 cards I am sending to those who qualified for the thank you card kits. You get those for shopping with me using the host code, or if you place an order that is over £150, you get that as well. If you place a qualifying order, you get the free gift on top of the card kits. So, quick reminders. I'm in the UK. I work across the UK, France, Germany, Austria and the Netherlands. Soon, don't know the date yet, Belgium and Ireland will be joining us in Europe as well. And I cannot wait to welcome customers and team members from those 2 countries. So for the moment, let's have a look at what I'm using today. And primarily I'm using the Pretty Pop-Ups. This is a die set. It doesn't have a stamp set that goes with it. And all of these dies, so the 3 big dies and the smaller dies, are all pop-ups. Let me find it in the catalogue for you. I want to say it's on page 27, but I could be wrong. I am wrong. Oh, hang on, that's page 28. Yeah, I'm wrong. I am wrong. Let's have a look at the back. You would think that I would have made sure I knew where they were. 17. I was nearly right. I knew there was a 7. So it's on page 17, and these are the samples that they have provided. Well, technically those are the samples. I have used a couple of the designs for inspiration, but I will show you. First of all, I'm going to show you the card that I am sending as my thank you card, and it's this. So I have punched the large circle, I cut it down to my usual smaller layer, and popped it on a layer of Granny Apple Green. Let me just bring that up a wee bit. There we go. So you can just about see the Granny Apple Green underneath. And then I've coloured this with our soft pastel assortment with a water marker and just water. So I've just used the soft pastels as if they were paint. And then it's on Daffodil Delight background. This is from the Happiness Abounds. Knew it would be there on my desk. Happiness Abounds stamp set, and I stamped this in Gorgeous Grape because that is the mauve. So as there isn't a lot of mauve in the design, I thought I'd bring it back in there. And then I've obviously put a liner in. The pearls and the little iridescent dots are actually from the huge For Everything Fancy sequins. You get, I mean, it's an amazing number of sequins. So you get them in blue, green and pink, and within those there's silver and gold and glitter and flat sequins without holes, curved sequins with holes. It's just beautiful, and so much of it. So I've just used those with some fine tip glue. So that's the card that I'm sending out for people to have and to use to send out to someone they know. And then the first card I'm going to show you how to make is this one. So I've used the rectangular pop-up. So the card that I'm sending out complete, it uses this die. I'm now moving on to this die here. So let me grab my pack, which was sitting here. Oh yes, I buried it under the other pack. So this is everything that people are getting. I've got the measurements ready for the website. So there's a piece of Night of Navy, or 2 pieces of Night of Navy, and these are cut so that they are slightly wider than my Granny Apple Green, just so that I can line it up beautifully and then just trim it off. And then I've got some iridescent pearls, and I've sent out one of each of the sizes, a piece of white card and a piece of Granny Apple Green, and then a white card base. So let me get started. The first thing I would do is just get my take your pick and push out all of the pop-up elements, so that you've got that nice area where the Granny Apple Green will be a sort of shadow behind the image. Very simple to do. Literally just go along with your take your pick. You could use the point of your snips if you don't have a take your pick tool, and if not, why not? It's brilliant. It's such an amazing piece of kit. I would be lost without it. It's got a nice little putty end at this end, and the putty, you can get replacement putty. It comes with a spare putty. I think I might be on my second putty. I mean, I'm a bit stingy when it comes to these things, so I don't replace it until it's really not working. But yeah, it's just an amazing piece of kit, and it's really not expensive. And it is one of those one-time purchases. And as well as the pointy end, you've got a spatula. So you've got your pointy end and a spatula, and then you've got your, whoops, always helps if you lock it. Then you've got your putty there, and you just screw it down to reveal the putty. Do it gently because it comes out quite quickly. And then you can buy adapters or additional pieces, which I've obviously got an additional take your pick tool, which has got the brush to release dies and also a double embossing tool. So I have two because I can. So I've done one. Let's quickly do the other. And oops, I'm going the wrong way. Don't do it that way. Do it this way. Do it from the back. Oh, trust me, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So every month I have an ordering special. So anyone who orders from me uses the host code for a qualifying order, and that information is on my website. If you place a qualifying order, you get a free product gift. Whether you have a qualifying order or just use the host code, or place an order of £150 or more, or euro equivalent, you also get the card kit. You get reward vouchers if you use the host code. For every £30 that you spend, you get a reward voucher, and when you've got 10 reward vouchers, you get to choose some free product. Again, that information is all over on my website, and there's a link to that below the description bar. So really easy to find. And I love just sending out thank you gifts to people. If people support me, I support them. Right, so I've got all of those ready to go. I'm going to add those on to my Granny Apple Green immediately. It's not Granny Apple Green, it's Parakeet Party. Why am I calling it Granny Apple Green? It's not. So you can see it's actually lined up top and bottom, so really easy to do. And then the white goes in between, but I will stamp on that first. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back of this. I'm just adding a couple of dots so that the middle sticks down as well. And then because it's the liquid adhesive, I can slide that into place. So what I want to do is line up with this short edge and the long edge so that one edge is beautifully lined up, or two edges are beautifully lined up, I should say. And then this is going to be slightly over the edge, and I can then trim that down. I'll wait until I've done everything. Just make sure you've got your butterflies and your dragonflies the right way up, unless you particularly want them to be flying upside down, which, you know, they could. It's your card, so if you want them flying upside down, you have them flying upside down. and again I'm going to line up against the same edge on the side, and then the bottom. And I find just holding it in the air and pushing it down works really well. Don't worry if some of these bits get flattened, because you've already popped them up. It's very easy just to come in and pull them up again. But what it does mean is when you go to post it, those will flatten down, and apart from the iridescent gems that I've got here, you've got no bulk. Marvellous. Right, so I've got a piece of Whisper White. I need my Parakeet Party and my Night of Navy ink pads. I've got my stamps already on, and I've taken these from the amazing phrasing stamp set, which is a level 2 stamp set during Celebration, and it's gorgeous. Let me actually show you this properly. So you've got in the large print, woohoo, hey, oops, and amazing, and then you've got to another year, so sorry, you are, around the sun, it's going to be, you've got this, you're doing, good looking, together, I miss you, you did it, to you too, I'm the worst. So you can build up phrases using all of those. So the amazing is going to be in Night of Navy, which means I am going to stain my stamp, because Night of Navy actually has red in it. Who knew? I'm going to come in from the side just a little bit, knowing that I am going to trim that down. I just want to make sure that I leave a bit of a gap, and then press that down reasonably well, and we've got our nice amazing. And then with the Parakeet Party, it's not Granny Apple Green, it's Parakeet Party. I'm going to do the UR, and I'm going to have that so that the U is, the Y of the U is down by the A. So we've got You Are Amazing. Close that up, pop those to one side to clean, and then I'm going to add this on. Where is my seal? There it is. So I'm going to use some seal. I'm not a great fan of liquid glue on the back of our basic white. It tends to leave a bit of a trail. I gather I'm not the only person who thinks that, so I will use the seal, but again I'm lining it up this side and having the overhang, if there is any, to this side, so I've only got to trim down one side. So I'm going to turn my card to the back, take my snips, I'm going to press this, so the right hand blade, against the edge of the card and just cut, and that way you're going to get a nice clean cut, and you just need to not cut the Parakeet Party. You're just trimming off the two pieces that are just slightly proud of the, and they are literally tiny pieces. Now let's grab our, I've got the right end, our iridescent gems. I'm going to have one there, one over here, and then a little baby one up here, just to frame that nicely. I love an odd number. And then this is the front. I just check to see if one side is longer than the other, then that becomes your front. Let's grab my bone folder and give that a good burnish. Turn this over. Whoops, let's take that off first. Turn this over and run a little bead of glue round. Get rid of the fluff. The builders are still creating dust, and it's a windy day, so it's going everywhere. I will be very pleased when the housing estate is finished. I'm just going to give that a press. As I say, if you do end up squashing your butterflies, you just come in and just encourage them to come up again. Once you've done them once, they will come up quite happily. So that's the first card. The second card, she says, trying to find it. Oh, I haven't done a sample for, but I've got the pieces. I need pearls, and in the kit there's also a white liner. So this time I've got the oval die, that's the word I'm looking for. I've already done the poking through from the back, but just to remind you, you just literally push them through just to get them going. And then we've also got a piece of So Saffron. This is a So Saffron card base. This is also So Saffron, and I've used the 3 flying dies because there are 3 dies that have butterflies and dragonflies, and then there are flowers. They all pop up, but I've just used the flying items. And I'm just going to pop those up. It's such a pretty die set, and you can use any colours. You can paint them, you can use your stamping blends to colour them, you can leave them in the colour that you die cut them, up to you. It's not very well sort of seen in the catalogue. I'm just going to pop this about there, and again I have deliberately cut it long so that you can just trim it to size. Just do a little bit across the top and bottom just to make sure that everything's stuck. You can, if you want, just add a little blob behind the body of each of your flying insects. And then what I'm going to do is line up my card on my grid paper. This is smoky slate, and I'm actually going to go up a little and just pop that on, lining it up across with the grid lines, and then just make sure it's well stuck down. Another use for your take your pick is to just push down those bits. So that's that all ready to go. I'm going to leave that until I've put the pearls on, but I've included 3 of the smaller pearls. Sure they're the smaller pearls? No, they are the smaller pearls in the kits. Let's use the putty end. So I've got a very small amount of putty there, but it's just enough to pick up my pearl. And then, so you don't need much putty, just a tiny bit. And then what I tend to do is pop the lid back on and just make sure they're well pressed down. Turn over my card, and again I'm just going to trim from the back like that. And fold my So Saffron in half. Whoops, picking up other things as well as what I want. Again, check, so this is slightly shorter than that, so I'll turn it over. This will be the front. Add some adhesive, and we're done. But they're just such pretty dies, and I wanted to do a whole kind of thank you kit using them because they are so pretty. Just adding a few little bits just in there to make sure that sits nicely onto the card. And we just pop it down, slide it into place because we're using liquid adhesive. Give it a good press, and again, if you press any of those bits down, they'll come up very easily. And that is your second card. So once you've made your thank you cards, you've got the one that the 2 that I'm sending you to make, and then the one that I'm sending you that I've done. So there you are. Obviously you can use any sentiment on this one. If you wanted to add a sentiment to this, you could add it down here, maybe pop it up here, or just put it inside. But I hope you've enjoyed that. Have a lovely day. Sorry to not be with you live, but life just got on top of me. So there comes a moment when you just have to go, you know what? Life is telling me this is going to be recorded. So it is. So thank you very much indeed. Because it's recorded, there will be the link to the associated blog post and the blog post ready to go already, which is a bonus. All the supplies I've used will be below in the description bar. Let me actually pull up my face. There we are. Do remember that if you shop with me, you will get the August thank you kit, which will go out in the beginning of September. What am I giving people in August? Oh, 6x6 paper, the metallic and sparkle paper pack. It's gorgeous. So that's the gift for anyone who shops in August. So do take a look at that. If you're not already on my newsletter, you may want to sign up for my newsletter, and you can do that over on my website. So there's a link to that below. And as I say, if you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands, I would be thrilled if you would shop with me. I'm trying to hit 30,000 sales in one Stamping Up year. I've got until the end of September, so fingers crossed. It would be amazing, and that would get me very, very close to earning the incentive trip as well. So if you can help me do that, I would be so grateful. Thank you very much indeed. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye bye.